demonstrate the song a little bit. My voice is not 100%, but if you know it, you know it. Hello again, friend of a friend. I knew you when our common goal was waiting for the world to end. Now that the truth is just a rule that you can bend. You crack the whip, shape, shift, and trick the past again. I'll send you my love on a wire, lift you up every time. Everyone, ooh, pulls away, from you, ooh, ooh. And then he goes, got balls of steel, got a mobile for a minimum wage. Mm-hmm. Got real estate, I'm buying it all up in outer space. Now that the truth is just a rule that you can bend. I messed up, but you crack the whip, shape, shift, and trick the past again. Send you my love on a wire, lift you up every time. Everyone, ooh, pulls away. Ooh, it's like a mechanical bull. The number one. They take a ride from anyone. Everyone wants a ride. Pulls away. Ooh, from you. Ooh, ooh. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my gosh. This song is gold, okay? But it's called Black Sheep Come Home. Black Sheep Come Home. Obviously, Black Sheep Come Home. Obviously. Okay, let's go with the reading. So basically, metric integrity, six-dimensional energy. I should have also put that on the hashtag. Hashtag six-dimension metric integrity. Metric integrity. Okay, it's rising, ascending energy. Yeah. There we go. Ascension. I try my best to sing it, y'all. I try my best. That's what the card is coming out as. Is singing. This is about tone. That's what that is. So tone. So finally, it's been um, deciphered. I guess you could say it's about tone. So Queen of Pentacles energy is about tone. Okay, that's what that Pentacle energy really like grounds itself in, the grounding of tone, vibrational tone, which makes sense. Earth energy, Mother Earth energy, vibrational frequency of Mother Earth energy. Ooh, I knew it was trying to come out in reverse, but don't worry about it. It's about the fifth dimension energy. The reason why Archangel Michael is coming through here with the death in reverse with the Six of Wands, which is freedom and liberation, is because the card keeps on trying to come in reverse. Just in case, so you guys know what I was talking about right at the bottom of the deck, so you guys understand. There's definitely definitely an energy that's always trying to tone without guidance. They're always trying to act as the guide for some sort of tone. They're trying to, like the song says, they think that truth is bendable in a situation when it comes to tone, right? Which is the Merkaba energy, I guess you could say. Yeah, yeah, they can't touch it. They can't touch me anymore. They can't do what they were doing before anymore. Yeah, they've been cited. So they were trying to like falsify an assembly to one's energy. Yeah, under judgment. It's a false assembly and they're being caught. I think they're being caught off guard, actually. That might be new to them. Moon in reverse. There you go. So, let's see what this is about. Princess of Cups energy, intuitive energy. So whatever, yeah, because the cards wanted to go that way, which is weird. I understand is very high key. So this is about, yeah, so Princess of Cups, Knight of Cups coming up through, so it's aligned. Metric integrity. That has to do with tone. So they can't copy tone. Illusions in reverse. That was the Seven of Cups. That is the Seven of Cups. I said that correctly. Exactly. See what I mean now? I said that correctly. Exactly. There they are. They're coming up as the Ten of Wands energy. They're coming up as a burden. They're trying to be a burden. They are a burden. Yeah, they are a burden. They're trying to vocalize that. It's not. It's like they're trying to express their burdensomeness. Giving that to God. Yeah, definitely something to do. Yeah, they were definitely trying to. The energy for you guys, just don't worry about that. We're not gonna ignore it, but we're just gonna keep it frank, clear distinction and discernment within a situation, right? Your energy right now, collective high vibrational frequencies, those of us that are ascending, right, is the Two of Cups with the Tower in reverse with the Four of Pentacles. So when it comes to integrity, there's structural integrity here, there's stability here, okay? Yeah, this is something inherited as well. Yeah, definitely in destiny. So don't worry about that energy. Yeah, because they are refusing to surrender to some sort of essentialism. We're going to talk about that. So essential energy, metric, integrity, union, right? Unionization, unioning, basically the energy of metric integrity, right? Yeah, unionization, integrating. So they are being rejected from integration is what it's giving. Yeah, they were rejected from integrating, so they're a rejected form. Yeah, but they don't. Yeah, exactly. There it is. That's their tail energy. They're very defensive right now because I called them out. Yeah, exactly. Emperor in reverse. Well, they're very defensive because they're under judgment is reality. But Emperor in reverse coming out, that's their tail. They were trying to use something. Well, that's weird. I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but they were really trying to sit on top. Like, okay, so this might be a throne energy, Princess of Pentacles. It's definitely some sort of angelic power. Yeah, it's definitely some sort of angelic power. Yep. Ooh, ooh, that's weird. Okay, sorry. Yeah, no, that was definitely a part of my gifts. Um, okay. So there's divinity that they were trying to use as their vesselage. That's weird. That's weird. Um, they were trying to that's weird. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a common idiot trying to get on top of a unicorn. It kind of looks like that. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna see that energy is oh, what kind of village idiot is that? Okay, which village idiot is that? Okay, that's the lazy cunt. The wannabe repressor, lazy cunt. That's a wannabe repressor. I don't think that's. How can you? This is what's really you know what I mean. It blows my top every time. But if you really wanted to be a repressor, you couldn't be lazy about it, right? So that's what I'm saying is they're a wannabe repressor. That's yeah. So really, they are going through some sort of karmic cycle with a bunch of hellbound stankos. I actually know who that is. Oh my goodness. So collective, you're going to be receiving some sort of reward. Okay. When you love someone, authentically and unconditionally, regardless of what they do to you, and you feel like you have like lost that essence of love that you gave to that person, whether it's time, energy, frequency, whatever it is that you thought that you left with that person, whatever it is that you thought you left behind, even if you thought that you gave it to God and you know what I mean, it still hasn't come back to you. You're going to be receiving it. You're going to be receiving it. Sorry, give me a second. There's that card is peeking through. I was like flipping through. There it is. It doesn't want to come out. Oh, no. There it is. Emperor wannabe. Yeah, wannabe clone. I just have to flip it upright real quick. Yeah, you're going to be receiving back your energy from the past. Yeah, 100 times fold is what it's giving. From like the last 100 people that you loved, you're going to be getting all that energy back. Yeah, because they can't measure up to your metric integrity and union. See what I'm talking about now? They can't measure up to the amount of unconditional love that you've been able to provide and that you're receiving and that you gave them and that you're taking back and that you gave God. They can't measure up to the metric integrity. Are you getting the picture yet? They can't measure. Yeah. Looks like somebody is getting the picture. Yeah. There's definitely people who were they were trying to uphold some sort of regret hunger. Yeah. With false smart ass ideologies. Godly, yeah, I knew it. Godly wannabe false scientist. I know who that is as well. It's like someone who, yeah, you know, like you know, yeah, if you know, you know, I can't really express it to you. You got to really tap in when I'm reading these cards, right? If you don't understand yet, collective, and you're watching my reading for the first time, or you know, you're new here or something, then it's about loyalty. Loyalty will bring clarity to you in my channel. And that's the truth, okay? Loyalty will bring clarity to you in my channel. A lot of people, yeah, poser and over they can't uphold. I knew it. I was gonna tell you guys. It was, you know what I mean. You saw it try to come out my fucking energy, but that's what I'm saying. They can't uphold being a fucking moron and a poser anymore, especially at the same time. There they go, karmic bitch. They're being exposed as a karmic bitch. They're definitely, the way I'm seeing this now is like they're a bitch to their karmic energy. Like they're a bitch to it. They can't help but keep on going through their like karmic loops. Like karma got them on a motherfucking leash, is what it is. That's karma's dog right there. Oh my gosh. And she got a lazy cunt. Oh wow. That's a lot of information. Yeah, weirdo beef hungry. That's karma saying. That's karma that's telling me that. I don't know. Karma's the one that's telling me that they're beef hungry. They trying to make you have beef with karma, collective. Yeah, because you see, karma got yelled at. Karma got a little, a little ass whooping from Jesus recently. Wannabe clone. Yeah, and now karma spilling the tea. Spouse wannabe. Yeah, wannabe clone. Wow. Wanted to clone a spouse. Well, that's wanted to clone her spouse energy, her false spouse. Wanted to make a clone of what they wanted their spouse to be. So it's the type of bitch that wants to build a nigga. Weirdo actor, yeah. Wanted to build a nigga. Like build a bitch, build a nigga. They thought they could build a nigga. And then and then they were a weirdo actor, right? Now you guys are getting the full picture. Lifestyle sabotager. There you guys go. Now you guys get it. Yup. You think build a bitch energy is only is reserved for for women? For females? No. There's a bunch of other kinds of, yeah. Y'all probably forgot the movie. What is that movie called again? The one where, oh, come on. Oh, come on. Uh, is it Stepford Housewives? Is that the one? Yes, Stepford Wives. It's 2004, literally Stepford Wives. So the whole premise of the movie is that I'm just spoiler alert, spoiler alert. By the way, I really hate to spoil this movie. Okay, for anybody who hasn't watched it. Okay, so just pause the reading here. Okay, pause the video, especially those of you guys in the future. And please, 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 please just watch it. Okay, it's a really good movie. And what's her face? Plays in it. Hold on, what's it? Nicole Kidman is in it. So come on, you guys gotta watch that. Any kind of Nicole Kidman movie, now that's my shit. Yeah, I love Nicole Kidman. So just giving that to God. Thank God for Nicole Kidman because she's great. She's great. Yeah, she's pretty great. I fucking love Nicole Kidman, man. I love it. So the whole premise, spoiler alert, of the Stepford Wives is that they basically, it's like this white picket fence neighborhood kind of situation. This new couple moves in and they're like stupid rich or whatever, right? And so they like decide to, by the way, isn't that ironic? Like I mentioned in the last video. Um, but basically they were going through this whole situation where everybody like looks the same. It's like blonde hair, white skin, you know what I mean? And even if they're like slightly tanned or whatever, then they have to have the perfect hair. Yeah, I see them. Like, girly is like, you know what I mean? I have to have the perfect hair, the perfect eyes. They got to be the perfect wives, right? So the whole situation was like, um, they would put these women through these deep subconscious manipulations and stuff like that to make like the perfect wife kind of energy, right? And they would completely turn these like otherwise like tomboyish, completely personality filled, completely charismatic, or maybe, you know what I mean? Whatever their character or personality was to shut it down and make them the perfect ATM wife machine. I think they even did turn them into an ADM at some point. Like you could put, like, I don't know, man. It was pretty crazy. Like they literally turned them into robots, like real robots, right? And so at some point, right, during it was like, oh, but it's based off of a 1972 novel, so obviously, but cited by the way. Um, But basically, throughout the whole movie, for those of you guys who watched it, probably think, dang, like she's taking forever to say the synopsis. But I'm just thinking back on it, okay? So basically, it's like um they um these guys like basically get coerced into making their wives like the perfect wife kind of situation, right? And they get coerced by like this like perfect wife, model wife husband, right? But plot twist in the whole movie, right? Long story short, after like a whole bunch of like, no, this isn't right, and let's break out of this and all that jazz. Like Nicole Kidman breaks out of it, right? Like she tries to break everybody else out of it, convinces her husband, so on and so forth. Everybody like is trying to break out of it, right? Turns out at the end of the movie that the real bot of the whole situation, the whole movie, the real basically perfect wife was actually the perfect husband, which was the Stepford, what you call it, the one who basically sponsored the whole thing, the main wife of the guy who convinced all the husbands to do the thing, the main husband of the wife, the the main wife of the husband who convinced all the guys to do the thing to make the perfect wife was actually a robot. So the husband was a robot. He was a build a weirdo, right? He was a build a weirdo, and basically she built the first weirdo man and used him to coerce all the other men to make the wives like how she thought the perfect wife should have been. Kind of like how, like, this is also giving me, because I've been watching a lot of K-drama recently, guys. And so, like, it's kind of giving me, like, Queen Dowager vibes. Like the Queen Dowager making all the court ladies and all the, what'd you call it? Basically all the, um, what's this called again? The princesses, the court ladies, the also cited, all the concubines, all the same kind of situation. You know what I mean? And then asserting her power, like, oh, she's the main, you know what I mean? Queen Dowager, she's the main queen, right? And so that was the kind of situation like that was going on right over there. So someone was definitely a build a weirdo. That's why they're coming up as the weirdo actor. Um, yeah, because the karmic bitch there is beef hungry or something, and now it's like really becoming a full picture. Because like you would think you would, you know, yeah, exactly. And this is what they were trying to fight for, innocence. Let's talk about it. In the movie, the Stepford husbands, a lot of them ended up getting a divorce from their wives, or their wives ended up putting a divorce on their husbands. That was the one thing situation. Like, I can't believe you did this to me. Like, I can't believe you put me through all this. Like, you know what I mean? Type of situation. Like, you really wanted me to, like, how many years have I been, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like, um, and it's like you made my you exposed my children to this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and so like there were main divorces. Some people separated, some people didn't. Most of them I think separated, but like the main Nicole Kidman and her like husband, I don't think they separated or something like that. But like because I don't think they had any kids, so like whatever that was, I don't really remember it that much anymore. But basically, that's what was going on. And yeah, I mean, truth is stranger than fiction, and art imitates life. So um basically that was what was going on. They were like weirdo beef hungry. It's like, yeah, I'm glad the bigger picture is coming out to the sites now, you guys. But they're biting their own tail in the situation. Yeah, they're biting their own tail in a situation. Yeah, and then there's they whoa. They're like coming for a throne, like real bad. That's pretty crazy. I'm giving that throne to God. That's really crazy. I don't know what that throne is truly about. I'm not sure what that's about or something, but maybe it's something where they think that's a position. Throne watchers doesn't actually mean that they're watching for a throne. It could mean that they're watching for a position or a role. Okay? They're trying to like make their bets, or you know what I mean, place judgment on something, like, you know what I mean, statistics or rulership over something before it comes to rise, right? So like trying to invest, like for example, when you're doing um stock marketing, like stock trading, like yeah, they want to trade, that's what it is. So like they've been cited, so they want to trade and they want to invest their funds. They're watching real deep, huh? This is gonna fuck a lot of people up. But it's like they were coming for that throne pretty bad. It's like, yeah, it's free now. It's with God. They can't do that anymore. They thought they were lashed onto it. God is not having mercy on them. The way, but God is most merciful. Allah is most merciful, but I don't see any mercy for them. The way that they're coming out emperor in reverse as a burden too. Yeah, exactly. There's the battles and stuff. Yeah, they're being defeated. I can tell. Like Five of Swords, like they're being defeated. They're coming up against a lot of good vibes. There she is again, the throne. Yeah, exactly. It's like it's with God. Yeah, it's like returning to God, unconditional love. Yeah. So that energy, Five of Swords. Envy, hungry in reverse. They can't uphold some sort of envy anymore. Yeah, because it was some sort of regret hunger. That was actually it. It was like they were trying to put somebody else to shame or put other people to shame or make other people regretful, or that they wanted people to pity them for regrets that they were trying to cause for themselves, so that they could blame some sort of envy. I guess it's so that they could make it seem as if someone else made them envious on purpose. That's also the karmic loop. That's the karmic cycle. It's basically like that person, like making one person making them envious, and then them falling into a pattern that would make them regretful, so that then they would have to forgive the person who made them envious, so that then at some point they would think that, well, they would try and use the Lord. This is where they try, that's where they try to use the Lord, where they try to act like, well, the Lord has a vengeance, when they start acting like vengeance is going to be with the Lord because of them, type stuff like that, like they see vengeance and whatever. But the reality is that they put themselves in that position. Is also someone who doesn't self-reflect, or like that is also someone who doesn't self-reflect, or like they don't self-reflect. That's what it is. That's why the moon is in reverse in the energy. It's like the moon in reverse is very contemplative energy. It's like secrets coming into like reality, but it's also like exposure in a sense of, rather than illumination, because the moon would be illumination, right? It would also be illuminating what's in the dark, also through intuitive awareness. So it's something that you would be feeling, Cancerian energy, right? So it would be something that you could essentially, you see why I said in essence. So essentially you would be able to understand through quite literally feeling the truth rather than seeing the truth. But it is still illuminated by feelings. You see what I mean? So that only comes out in reverse when it's all exposed. So it comes out like it's not a secret anymore, right? There's no outline of the reality. It's very obvious and blatant. And so that's what they've been doing. It's very obvious, blatant kind of energy. It's also giving harassment energy. Yeah. And so like, yeah, because you'd be surprised how many people are getting caught up for spiritual harassment. Yeah, straight tripping dick. They can't straight trip dick anymore. Like they can't even be in that energy anymore. Yeah, with less than 12 people. And actually less than 8 people here or there. There's less than 8 people. Those are the karmic hoes, basically, or the stank hoes. There's 8 stank hoes or less. Or maybe this is next year as well. Yeah, this is weird. What is that? So it's giving 5. So 13, okay. Nah, you're playing with me. What's going on? Oh, wait, I see it now. Is it less than 6 or less than 3? It would be 2, wouldn't it be? It would be exactly 2. So is the 2 of them, is what it's giving. It's giving 2 still. Maybe 22. Okay, that's a lot. Yeah. It is 22. Evil cult. Yep. There you go. See, I told you. I don't know what the hell that was. What is it? It's too bright. You know, you've been sleeping all day. I hope they're not throwing that energy on you. Yeah. I guess that's what they've been trying to like hide as well. You see, I knew it. She just went immediately to eat, bruh. I don't know. She yelled at me for a little bit, and then she went to eat. What the heck? What the what the fuck? What happened? Okay, I don't know what that was about, but I'm guessing they're trying to throw all that energy at it. So we're talking, yeah, we're okay. Metric integrity. So this is an example of metric integrity, right? That I'm trying to give right now. Look at them they're trying to like act like they're trying to play on my tone. And the reality of the situation is that, like, the reality of the situation is that those individuals are projecting all of what they are at everything that they really don't like, everything that they feel is making them suffer, everything that they feel is the burden in their life. Because the reality of the situation is that they know that they are being perceived as a burden because that's exactly what they are. But they don't know how it is that they are a burden because they don't self-reflect. So instead of self-reflecting to see how it is that they've been a burden, whether in the past or in the present, they instead project onto others as if that, you know what I mean, that we have to deal with those circumstances instead of them. So for example, yeah, it's really crazy. I can't really conceptualize their pain for you because their pain is their own. That's what I'm trying to teach here. Their pain is their own. There's nothing that we can do about them being in pain the same way that the same way that we couldn't do anything about for ourselves about the fact that they caused pain onto us. You see what I'm saying, collective? And that's where we had to self-reflect on. We had to sit there and reflect on pain that they caused onto us and recognize that we did indeed feel pain. We had to identify that we were feeling hurt, even if the hurt wasn't visible or there. You know what I mean? There had to be some sort of self-reflection, reasoning, identification, and understanding as to what it is that we went through, collective. If we don't do that, we would have been focused on conceptualizing their pain, which would only bring about more karma for everyone. And that's the reality of the situation there. It's that the metric integrity that we are in has to do with the alignment of our destiny. It has nothing to do with them nor the pain that they've been causing us. Yeah, wannabe imposter, devil wannabe. See what I'm talking about now? They want to subjugate the experience that the collective is having when it comes to union, right? When it comes to integrating our metric integrity into our singularity, because the Knight of Pentacles came out earlier. It's like our unified consciousness and our unified being and our extra dimensional realities coming into integrity and being mastered into tangible form, materializing into tangible form is what they want to stop. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like 5D of Earth has been separated. So everything is super fluid, right? From the old Earth. So new Earth is separated from the old Earth and everything is super fluid. So for things to be fully formed in its material constancy, it has to be tangible. It has to come into tangibility. But through metric integrity, the integration has to be complete. But they're the ones who were attempting to make it seem like they even understood any of these concepts, as if these things, wouldn't matter in the greater scheme of things, the greater picture, the greater plan, God's plan. But the reality of the situation is that they never were a part of it. They were never a part of it. They were never a part of it. They were never a part of it. And that's the reality here. It's like they were long separated from. They bit their own tails. They were put under judgment. They were caught. They were, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. They were liberated from. We liberated ourselves from them. Almost blindly, too, is what they were trying to say. But no, it was a very, very calculated decision. And this is where that is exactly where it is that they were trying to throw a monkey wrench at. It was like they always wanted to make it seem like those are individuals that always want to make it seem like things are so last minute. Like you're always doing things last minute. You're always making things shake last minute. Last minute to what? Like that's the odd part about the whole situation. It's like when you're fed up, collective, you're fed up, you're done. It takes so long to get that way. And they don't have to recognize any of it for you to move away or move on. That has to do with integrity, self-validity, understanding your own, let's just say, God's supremacy, actually. God's supremacy within you. God's supremacy within life, within reality, within self. God's supremacy. Yeah, acceptance. See what I'm saying? This is the integrity, the metric integrity. And it's that tangible reality, you know, that individuals feel like can't be tangible, like it can't be tangible. Like it's like that's not real. That's what's not real. Like that's unreal. It is obviously tangible. You know what I mean? And that's the thing about them is like the blatant truth and reality of the situation isn't about them. You see what I mean? The moon being in reverse isn't about them, right? The reality that's coming about from the secrets being revealed is not about them. Their secrets might have been revealed at any point in time. Plenty of people might have known their secret and it didn't matter. It didn't matter then, right? Why would it matter now? The reality of the situation is it still doesn't matter now. It's what surrounds the truth, the reality that surrounds the truth that matters. And that reality is that there's a blatant and real, objective, tangible reality that we exist in that does not concern them. You see what I mean? It doesn't concern them, oh. It doesn't concern them. Okay? It's not up to them to decide, right, with that Knight of Wands energy, right, what our tangible reality is, what can be brought about by our tangible reality, where we go with our tangible reality, how we live our tangible lives. You know what I mean? What heaven is like tangibly. It's of no importance to what is it? It's of no importance to divulge with them in the information and data of our union. It's just not. And they are, you know what I mean, incapacitated by their own lack of will, their own impulses, their false desires and dark impulses. Yeah, their false desires and dark impulses are what has incapacitated them. And yeah, there it is. See what I mean? With the Eight of Swords. Yeah. And then there's just me and the collective. I kid you not. Yep, you see? There's that metric union energy, metric union, that metric integrity, the tone. You see? And then there's the alignment. Yeah. And there's that 6-dimensional frequency. Actually, it's 8-dimensional frequency. But I feel it's sixth right there, sixth dimensional at the moment, because it's about the area in which manifestations occur. And then there it is, that full energy with the Ten of Swords in reverse has to do with overcoming, enduring. That's what it is, enduring. It's the enduring power. That's what it was. That was what that throne was, is the enduring power. They wanted control over endurance and enduring power. That's insane. That's actually insanity. Yeah, I'm going to give that to God for sure. Amen. They shall have not any control over enduring power. Amen, for sure. Yeah, that's strength. Yeah, to God. I said that right. Yeah, exactly. So the message is enduring and it's being given to God. So it's strengthening us now, the collective. So this is what it is. It's like now it's coming into tangible reality. It was like they were trying to hold endurance back, which would also have to do with tension. It's a lot, y'all. I can't really explain to you guys, but it's the depth of the shit that they've done is so like dumbfounding. But that's basically it for this reading. There's not much else to say. I am going to read the Panta Oracle deck just because I got a feeling. I got a feeling. Yeah, exactly. I knew it. There was some sort of, that's their energy right now with that. That's, remember, with the standstill. I had a feeling there was some sort of standstill they were trying to cause. And where's that standstill they were trying to cause it? Yeah, daydreaming, illusion. Yeah, they can't. Their illusion is in reverse. See, illusion is coming out again in reverse. So the illusion is coming out in reverse. They've been cited. Okay. Yeah, curse, catastrophe. So there's some sort of catastrophe. So they were utilizing some sort of like, okay, they were using an illusion of a catastrophic event in order to compromise people or to force people, to coerce people to compromise. Yeah, they were attempting to utilize illusions of catastrophic events, whether they come from memory or not. It doesn't really matter. Art imitates life. In order for, that's how you really know that it's from like it's a real illusion, is if you've already gone through it before. If you've gone through it before, you know, and someone is trying to use that against you, then it's always gonna seem like, you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. Art imitates life. Their illusion, the way that they would have to form an illusion would have to require some sort of art skill of some sort, but that's not really the truth in the situation. It's more so like it would require an idea of comprehension. And comprehension is technically an art form. So it's like they were using that. That was what they were using to try and force people to be codependent on them, to comply, and to coerce them into, what is it called again? What is it called? To comply and to conform and to, what is it? Consider. There's a lot of words there. But basically they were trying to use that so that people would oh my goodness, what is that word, man? I just used it. Compromise. Yeah. So that people would compromise. There it is. You see what I'm saying? They were already, look at it. I can't make this up. Protest in reverse, fate in reverse, stop in reverse, compromise in reverse. Exactly. They were like, it's like someone, it's like someone you rejected trying to come to your door and then being like, if I come at 5 o'clock p.m. or if I come at 2 a.m., if I come at 8:39 p.m., then maybe then they'll, you know what I mean? And it's like whatever it is that they were trying to make inside their head to compromise other people's, see, metric integrity, see, union, you see what I'm saying? Which has to do with collaborating with the divine. It's right there, actually. Unity. What am I doing? Here it is. Right there. It's like whatever that they were doing, it all was based off of anger. So this is the real reason why it didn't work. In case you wanted to understand, so this is so that you understand it truly. This is all happening in my subconscious, and it was just so hard for me to say it out loud. Like this was one of those things that takes me, well, I was trying to talk about it for the longest time, but basically it's like it's all based off of anger, right? The Lord says that you must temper yourself. You must really understand to hold back your anger and leave space for wrath. You know, when the Lord says certain things like that, it's not to be taken for granted. He's not using the terminology that you understand now. Lean not on your own understanding. Truly, it's about the essence of the word that he speaks and the promise within it, right? So when the Lord says through the, or God says through the vows, you know what I mean, that thou shalt not lie, it's more so of a promise that you won't be given a chance to lie. You'll always be able to remain truthful and integral within yourself with the Lord. And so you will always know that whatever you speak is not a lie. For it is with the Lord that you will find justice in the truth. You see what I'm saying? So it's like there's no such thing as a lie when it comes to your connection with God. Because then whatever comes out of your mouth is always going to be truth and undefeatable. And that in itself is immeasurable power. So you don't have to sin. In fact, thou shalt not sin. That would be a promise, right? But so as long as that vow is made with God. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, if it's like the karma that you would think you would be getting isn't real, because the innocence and purity of one's soul, vessel, and reality coming from God is in its sense God. Like that's what I'm saying. And so in essence, it's God. So it's like, so God in this situation doesn't refine through unpleasantness, right? He doesn't refine with unpleasantness. He doesn't refine unpleasantness. Like, you see what I'm saying? God is the most merciful. Allah is the most merciful. Allah endures for pleasure. You see what I mean? For like immeasurable awe that he is, that God is. You see what I'm saying? So you know, it doesn't make any sense to assume that some sort of offense would ever continue in a reality that God creates. So it shows the mortality rate right from there. Like you can see how mortal the energy really is. It's very much gonna die. You know what I mean? And so it's already dying, as you can see. And so it's like, that's what I'm saying. And by it, I mean that energy, not God. Okay. So basically, that's also another thing. So it was always about it trying to make others die with it. Like that's usually how it goes, right? Decay eats what is around it. So as it's decaying in that fury, in that anger, in that unpleasantness, right? It's trying to, like, you know what I mean, reach out and latch out on like zombie eye energy, you know what I mean? Like maggots and, like, you know what I mean? It's decay, it's decomposition. And so like how is that gonna help you in your, you know, job? You know what I mean? Like how is that gonna help you in your life? Like well, that's clearly death, you know what I mean? And collective, you're focused on life, you're focused on, what you call it, your career, you're focused on, you know, heaven sent energy, you're focused on what is good and pure and holy. You're focused on what is, and that's the truth about the situation. It's not even like I'm trying to tell you what you're doing and what you're not doing. I'm telling you that that's how life works. Like life begets life. Like that's just how it works. And so, the more you focus on love, like, I mean, how many of us in on this planet just, you know, are in love or looking for love, or how many of us on this planet are, what I mean, looking for structure, stability, or all of those things are in life. You can only get it through living. You can't get stability through dying. Like, you see what I'm saying? And it's like people may try to make it seem like that's how it works, right? They'll make it seem real nice. The cancer patient inside the hospital is getting everything that they ask for, final wishes and all, right? That's not life, though. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They'll make it seem like, you know what I mean? Whatever they want to make it seem like. But at the end of the day, is it for you? Or is it for the cancer patient? You know what I'm talking about now? And it's like, let's talk about the cancer patient, right? Why lie? Why do that? What kind of ease and is that really bringing in the long run? The nightmare that it is to be in this day and age and put up your phone and watch everyone do everything that, you know what I mean? Come on. It's fucking torture. It's fucking torture. I was only smiling because it's gonna stop. That whole thing is gonna, well, it's gonna be exposed at least. And that's what was being seen in the reading, is that it's going to be exposed. And a lot of those things are going to be tangible. The exposure is going to be seen tangibly. And yeah, they won't be able to hide their own reflection, whether it be from themselves or from anybody else. It won't be possible anymore. Yeah. So profession is there, expertise, omniscience, talent. Yeah, exactly. And there's the promise. So they were trying to set a condition on any kind of confirmations, assurance, or responsibilities that come about, which is the energy that comes about by, what is that word again? Is it by attestation? Well, that is one of the words. But there was a word that I knew that I was like looking at. Hold on 1 second. Oh, I'm so close. Hold on. Oh, yeah, because endurance. I'm just seeing this now. I'm like really understanding the elk. Wow. Servus Canadens. Cool. Very cool name. Let's see. Yeah. Thank. Yeah. Cited, by the way. I'm almost found it, you guys. Oh, almost found it. Okay, hold on. Oh, trippy. Um, I'm not finding it right now. It, um, it's like stability, basically. Yeah, but basically it's like stability. It's effable. It's effable for me. Effable for me right now. But um that's the energy. It's like stability. But basically stability brings about responsibility. Okay? Basically, stability brings about responsibility in an essence. Um it's like because sustainability, right? You got sustainability, which has to do with the ability to sustain, and sustaining is a part of nourishment, which is a part of responsibility, right? That's all like super important, right? That all comes about by grounding. It comes about by stability. Yeah. You see why I'm looking for the word now? Because it's just that word really hits the spot when it comes to it. Yeah, endure and heal, big Sedna energy. Um, very much purifying. Oh, I'm gonna find it right now. I don't think I'm gonna find it right now, you guys. But you guys get it. Um, yeah. Okay. Well, we'll just keep going. Let's finish up this reading. I got 4 more minutes before I hit an hour. Okay. But basically, it's like grounded stability. They were trying to stop that presence of grounded stability, the promise of it. Sanctuary. There it is. The Lord is my sanctuary. God is my sanctuary. The Lord is my refuge. Yep. The Lord is my refuge. God is my sanctuary. They were trying to stop sanctity. That's closer. That's closer. Sanctity. So they were trying to stop sanctity. They were trying to stop there to be preparedness for sanctity, especially when it comes to steadfastness, when it comes to sanctity. It was like, yeah, well, that was the old. That was the problem of the past. So it's like they were trying to bring forth their like bring forth the same standstill that the past was, that we literally had to ascend through. Like, think about it, you guys. We couldn't use technology to get past this. We couldn't use war. We couldn't use education. We couldn't use resources. We couldn't use charity. We couldn't use any human power to get over that problem. We had to call on to the divine. I had to reincarnate. A whole bunch of angels had to reincarnate. We all had to come down to this planet. We had to increase the vibrational frequency of the earth. And then we had to literally shed the earth so that the old could go away, and then it would bring about the tangible new, right? So that we wouldn't have to be in that energy. And yet they still wanted to act upon those old dead principalities. Like, it was no way it was gonna work. There was no way it was gonna work. You know what I mean? It was just never gonna work. Like, like, yeah, there it is. So, sanctity, wealth, investment, and mega project right now. So everything is in alignment right now, and there's literally like tangible. There's tangible. Yeah, exactly. They're trying to throw tolerance at it. I don't know what this is, y'all. Yeah, they're trying to throw. They're trying to make intolerance. Yeah, they were trying. So that's what they were doing. They were trying to breed some sort of intolerance, false intolerance. not like intolerance when it comes to like, not intolerance when it comes to uh like vulnerabilities or drunkenness or whatever it might be, but intolerance when it comes to what specifically? Intolerance when it comes to satisfaction, I see. Yeah, development. Yeah, they were trying to cause there to be, and I put up boundaries upon that. I think that's where the boundaries are supposed to be now. It's like they were trying to be intolerant towards an experience, training, or development. You see what I mean? They were trying to act intolerant towards excellence is what it is. Yeah, they were trying to act intolerant towards excellence, and they were very much like obstructed by I saw contrast, but it's contract with also vision problems energy. They were trying to like mix up the idea, like, oh my gosh, they weren't using their discernment is what it's giving. They weren't trying to use their discernment. They were also trying to like redesignate what the discernment has already discerned, what has been discerned. They were trying to redesignate what has been discerned. Yeah, exactly. And you see, there it is, rejection. They were trying to reinstate, redesignate. They were literally, oh my gosh, that's really fucked up. That's really fucked up right there. It was like when something has been, yeah, they've been cited. When something has been like, yeah, exactly, they've been cited again and again, bro, and defeated. It's like they were trying to like, how do I express this, man? There it is again. Hmm. They like refuse to, they're, they've been refused access to discernment or something. Like discernment don't fuck with them no more, is what it's giving. Basically, they've been refused access to discernment. Yep, there it is. Fuchsia, no. No, girl, no. Oh my gosh, get out of there. There's paint there. Oh gosh. Can't stand it when she does that. I can't stand it, bro. Pisses me off. Like, I don't know what she's trying to do with my painting, but I don't like it. Last time I had my painting, she fucked it up. She fucked up multiple of my paintings. I don't know. Like you could like I can feel them trying to be wicked. Like they're trying to use my cat to be wicked towards me. It's so annoying. Yeah, friendship and reverse coming out. Friendship, team connection, tranquility, easiness. Yeah, they're trying to cause there to be like some sort of like, it's just too much, man. There isn't anything that these people aren't trying to do that isn't negative. That's just what it is. There isn't anything that these people could do that isn't negative. There isn't anything that they can't do that like they literally, their whole reality like is them thinking that they are one with Satan type shit. And it's very delusional and very scary. Like Satan is dead. I don't know if you know this, but I thought I'd bring about the good news to you. Yeah, they've been cited. Poor motherfucking dark ass souls. Yeah, this is an online community. Okay, all right. You can't rob people of their justice. All right, through wires. All right. You can send love through a wire, But you can't rob people of justice through a wire. And that's what it is that they thought that they were going to prove, committing fraud, identity theft. Isn't it pretty crazy? But anyways, that's the end of this reading, you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you guys have a wonderful time. Okay? I hope you guys have a good night. All right? Good night, good night. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.